Hello everyone, welcome to another video for the One Piece trading card game. In this video, we will be reviewing another leader from the second set, the Paramount War, Kinemon. Let's begin. Kinemon is a slash attribute leader with the Wano Country and 9 red scabbards traits. He has an ability that says activate main once per turn. When you have one or less characters in play, reduce the play cost of the next 3 cost or higher Wano Country type character card you play from your hand by 1 during this turn. He is a mono green leader, which means he will start with 5 life. Kinemon enables us to have so many good early plays. The ability to reduce the cost of something by 1 isn't something to laugh at, since most Wano Country characters are about on stats for their cost with decent abilities. The ability to play them early makes Kinemon an insanely strong character. Where Kinemon excels at playing bigger things, it's not really comparable to what Odin wants to do, the other Wano Country leader. Since Odin wants to be an aggro deck that uses his ability to have more aggro tools, Kinemon wants to be more of a mid-range to late game deck that wants to put big things into play early and take control of the game from there. Next is a deck list that I think will be pretty viable for Kinemon. This deck has 4 Momonosuke, 4 Set 1 Killer, 2 Set 1 Cat Viper, 4 Starter Deck Killer, 4 Aizu, 4 Raizo, 3 Okiku, 4 Set 1 Law, 4 Set 2 Carrot, 3 Set 1 X Drake, 4 Kazuki Odin, 4 Eustace Captain Kidd, 3 Paradise Waterfall, and 3 Punk Gibson. As you can see, we're on a lot of the standard green package. A lot of the supernovas see play in this deck because they kind of fit Wano Country's game plan, even though they're not Wano Country themselves. Law and Kid really like 3-drops, and we have a ton of them. We have 15 in the deck, so they're going to get a lot of use out of their abilities. Killer is some good card draw, even though he's a blocker. And Cat Viper is an extra rest effect, even though Cat Viper isn't too good in this deck, since he does take up a slot on the board, which makes it harder to use Kinemon's ability, since the things we want to be in play when we want to be using Kinemon's ability are things like Momonosuke, where your opponent actually needs to get rid of them, or you're going to get so much advantage. Looking at some of our bigger things, Carrot is extremely good. This is a new card. At the end of your turn, you unrest one of your Don, which just makes it so easy to play your Paradise Waterfall and your Punk Gibson. Since Paradise Waterfall costs 1 carrot will unrest that 1 you need, and if you want to play a Punk Gibson, you can just leave 1 back, which is so useful considering how good attaching your Don to things is in green, since a lot of their bodies is fairly small, or they have some Don X effects that you kind of need to use to get your game plan. In addition to this, the other new card, Kazuki Odin, is an incredible card. He's an 8-mana 8k, and for 3 Don, you can untap him on your main phase, and when he dies, you search your deck for any Wano Country of cost 3 or less and put it into play. So not only is he a body that can attack twice and deal with so many threats your opponent controls, but also he can tutor you a card draw. He can tutor you another rest effect. He can tutor you in when entering play rest effect if you think you're going to die that turn. Odin does so much, and it's so great to have another threat in green as an 8-drop. That might sound sarcastic, but it's really not. Really, the only threat they had was Eustace Captain Kidd, and he kind of gets countered by everything. Even though he can't get bounced by blue, Mihawk is naturally bigger than him. Purple has so many things naturally bigger than him, and red has access to Round Table, but if they try to deal with Odin, you just get something else into play that would make it so much harder to deal with you. The one thing I wish they did print was a good Wano Country blocker, but I can understand why they wouldn't, since Odin is extremely strong. There is a blocker they made that's a 1-drop, but it requires Odin to be in play, I believe, to have blocker. It's either Odin in play or Odin as your leader. Either way, it's not good enough, even if you meet that requirement, because it doesn't have any power. Even looking at killer, you can still save a killer and make them swing into it. So, I don't know. Blockers that don't have any power really aren't amazing, and it might be too many blockers if you really think about it, since we already have the killer and we already have law, and that's enough protection for your kid to where you can easily win the game if kid lives one turn and just drop Odin the next turn, and your opponent has nothing they can do about it. I want to thank you all for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed. One quick note, just like in Odin, if you have access to the Secret Rare Yamato, please play it. It will make the deck so much better, but you don't need it for the deck to work, which is why it's not in the deck list. I don't know how expensive the card will be, but considering it is a Bandai Secret Rare, it will probably end up being very expensive. So, I'll just leave you with that. I hope you had a good day. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.